We shall be joined right off the bat here by, one of our favorites. And we found out last week that he is returning to action in June 28th to be exact, to fight Beneil Dariush, the fight that was supposed to happen back in January. He had a title fight to take on 24 hours notice. He's the one and only Money Moicano, Renato Moicano, joining us right now to talk about it all. There he is. Hello, my friend. How are you?
What's up, Ariel? Very good. How about you, my friend?
Hey, did you get a new camera or something? You're looking a lot crisper.
Yeah, I got a new camera now.
Wow,
I got a new camera.
Business is booming.
Yeah, it's doing well. But to be honest, this camera I went to the fucking casino and I threw my money on the roulette. I made a lot of money. Then I bought some equipment for the show.
How much did you win?
I win, I think, 3,000.
Wow.
I start with like 400, and the end of the night I was with 3,000. I'm saying, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna buy some stuff for my streaming.
So not 3,000 in one spin, right? You built it up. Okay.
No, I don't know if you ever heard about this strategy. They call martingale. When you lose, let's say I want to play the black one,
Yeah.
So if it falls on the red, I just double the black. Eventually gonna go red again, So I do this strategy, and sometimes that works, sometimes don't.
Wow. Do you go often to the casino?
No, not really. Not
Okay.
really. We have the Show Me the Money podcast with
Yes.
Maddie, and Maddie is a degenerate. He lives on the casino. And after UFC Miami, I was getting back to my home and I say, hey, come here to the casino, let's play. And say, okay, let's go. I don't like to play with my money. My money is hard.
Sure.
But when people give me money, I can play.
You do that show with Gilbert Burns as well, right?
Gilbert Burns and Maddie Betts. Yeah.
How is Gilbert doing after Saturday? That was a tough one.
That was a tough one. I have talked to him a little bit, he's doing well, but especially now his wife is almost due to they're going to have the baby soon.
Oh, wow.
Like in 1 or 2 weeks. So he's very he's staying very focused on that right now. We didn't talk too much. I just congratulated him and say, like, it's life, it's life. I am a fighter too. I know what it takes, and I know how hard it is when you lose, but I'm here to support you. I just tell him that, and then I respect him and let him be with his family now.
Yeah, that young kid is really good. Morales?
Very good. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was not expecting a finish like that in the first round, especially when the odds were so... Now it's easy because now we can say, yeah, the odds were right. But when I saw the odds, and I say, man, there is no way Gilbert Burns is such an underdog on this fight. But this guy Morales, he's just too big, right? He was looking like a light heavyweight on the welterweight, very tall, and unfortunately, he was just too much for Gilbert.
By the way, is today your birthday?
Yeah, today my birthday.
What are you doing on the show on your birthday? Don't you have better things to do than talk to us? This is incredible.
Yes, of course. But I mean, in a training camp, I was training, and I don't care too much about dates, I don't care. I think time is relative, I think that's all human engineer, so I don't care too much about birthday.
Wow. Feliz cumpleaños? How do you say?
Feliz aniversario. This is Spanish. Feliz
okay, yes,
but
yours.
that's good too, my brother. I can understand.
That's amazing. That's amazing. If you could kind of like will one wish into existence for this upcoming year for you, what would it be?
Man, I wish I can get like a couple wins, and fight for the belt eventually, because I know I'm 36. Like I'm not like I'm starting to decline my prime, but I still have so much things to say, so much things to show, and I have to keep working, keep fighting, and keep doing my thing. And I hope I have time to fight one more time for the belt.
By the way,
who knows?
No, you will, 100%. That one doesn't count. You took that one on short notice. That one doesn't count. That's not a real title shot. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
You're still on a winning streak, if you ask me.
No, that's...
Yeah, no, that one doesn't count.
I don't believe in that.
Yeah, that one doesn't count. By the way, you're opening a new gym next week.
Yes.
Congratulations. Yes. Where is it?
Thank you so much. Coral Springs, Coral Springs, we start to do a... Thank you for mentioning that on the show,
Of course.
So if you are here from South Florida, we're starting a new gym. We're teaching like people like martial arts, discipline, all that stuff. if you want to follow. By the way, this is my kid like training.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, because when I thought about this gym, I thought, man, I want some place to bring my friends, to bring my family, to bring kids, and I love America Top Team, but America Top Team now is just for professional fighters.
Right.
It's just for people that fights in UFC, Bellator. So you cannot bring family, and I think they are right because over there it's not for fun, right? It's business. But I always, when I was in Brazil, I always used to bring my wife, kids, and everybody, my friends, to the gym. And then I thought, okay, I think I can build up a gym and set up a good environment for my family. But also, some other people can take advantage of that. Some people can learn martial arts and build up a good relationship with the community, with the people from South Florida. So if you are from South Florida, please go over there and we are the gym are open until May 31st. May 31st is going to be the inauguration, but until now you can train for free. So take advantage on that.
Wow, for free. You can just walk in right
Yes.
now.
Yeah, walking. You just walk in and you train and you see if you enjoy. You see if you like the coaches and the people and the environment. And if you do, next month we will charge you
Okay. I love
because
that.
this is a business.
Yes, parabéns, parabéns. That's
Thank you
amazing.
so much, my friend. Thank you.
By the way, my favorite part of the fight nights has to be your tweets. Your tweets are unbelievable. Like last week, when someone said to you, "Please tweet in English," and you said you're not going to tweet in English for this shit card. I mean, that was amazing. You consistently, this one right here. I'm not going to waste my English on an Apex card. You make me
Yeah, I
laugh.
don't know how this gets like 13K. That's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. There was the other one where you showed the one that killed me was when that one guy Ryan Frederick with his scorecard. And you said, "Who the F is this guy on every card?" They show his scorecards.
Yeah, that's unbelievable because man, is this guy a guy named Korean?
I don't know who he is.
I don't know who he is too. It's Korean. It's not Korean Zombie, but I don't know. It's couple names that if you're watching UFC Apex Fight Nights, they show up. I don't know
Korean
why.
John. Korean John.
Korean John. That's the name. Not Korean Zombie. Korean John. And there is couple other guys that they show every Apex card. I don't know why. I think these guys they are paying a fee so UFC can show them up.
It's like a burner account. They're in the truck and they're just like, we need some people talking about the
Exactly.
third prelim fight on the Apex card.
Yes, exactly.
Unbelievable. Well, you're going back to Las Vegas, not at the Apex, thank God. You'll be on International Fight Week. Were you happy with the date, with the opponent? Were you happy with all of it?
I'm happy. I'm happy with the date. I'm happy with the opponent. I think that's the fight to make, right? We were supposed to fight on the card back on the beginning of the year, and fortunately for me, right, I got the chance to fight for the belt. I got good money, but looking at the rankings, there is not much fights available right now. So I think Dariush, it's a good opponent, and I think it's going to be a fun fight.
Kind of nice because you prepared for him already, right? You did a whole camp for him.
Yes, we did a whole camp for him, so I know why he's good. He knows what I do. There is no mystery on the fight. I just have to go over there and do my thing. I have to be better than him. I'm a little bit younger than him. I used to call him old, but right now I'm 36, so I cannot call him old anymore.
Now you're the same age. It's crazy.
Now we are the same age. Yeah, when I was 35, I could call him older, but right now 36, we are the same two old motherfuckers.
By the way, after that fight in January, the crazy circumstances, how long did it take for you to get over it? We spoke to you on the Monday, so I'm sure there was some time after. Did you lick your wounds for a little bit? Were you sad, or did you get right back on the horse?
No, I got right back on the horse because I know there is no much time left for me, so I have to take advantage of that. So for me, even though I lost, I got really big, especially in Brazil because I fought for the belt. And the way I talk, I talk like natural. I don't prepare speeches or anything like that. But people just like to hear me talk. So I went on a lot of speeches in Brazil. I did a lot of stuff.
Wow.
My YouTube channel in Portuguese is doing pretty well. I'm doing very, very good. I got a lot of sponsors. So I'm doing all the business. Like I have the gym. I have a couple other business that I'm doing. So I put my head on work and I'm doing this. By the way, that's nice. I didn't thought about that. I didn't know I was coming to the show, but since a lot of people were asking me to do YouTube videos in English, I was just doing the Portuguese. Now I am doing the Portuguese one, but I just did a vlog of a training camp, showing America Top Team, showing my training. I did an interview with Matheus Ganró. So if you want to check it out, this go to my channel, Renato Moicano, and
Love
check
it.
the latest video I just uploaded today. It's getting good views from now. So go over there and check, because I did like a subtitle, but I speak a lot of English on this video too. So if you are an American, if you speak in English now, you can follow my journey until I beat the shit out of Dariush on the end of June.
I love it. I love it. But why so long in between fights? 5 months? I thought maybe you'd come back a little sooner.
Yes, I want to come back a little sooner, but you know what? UFC, you know what's going on. UFC is having a lot of trouble with the top 10, with the top 15,
Yeah.
right? Because nobody was getting fights. You see Matheus Ganró fight Ludovic Klein next weekend, not this one, the next one. You know, he's number 7 fighting a guy outside the ranking. So this thing with Islam Makhachev,
Yeah.
Topuria, Charles, all that stuff. I think they just figured out last week. They just figured it out, and they released the contract. They released to the public, but I think they didn't know what to do. With that. I was asking for a fight before. I want to fight as much as possible.
I was very disappointed that we didn't get Ilia versus Islam. One last fight, and then he moves up.
Me too.
What did you think? What did you think about it all?
Me too. I think I would like to watch Islam and Topuria, and I think right now, I think Ilia Topuria would beat Islam Makhachev.
Wow.
I think so. I think
You think he'd knock him out like he did in 145?
Man, we know it's very hard to knock Volkanovski out. You know
Yeah.
how good Volkanovski showed up on his last performance against a very dangerous guy. Volkanovski, he looked on his prime again. He did the 5 rounds, man. And Max Holloway just went to the lightweight division on the beginning of the last year, knocked one of the most dangerous guys on the division, and then got back to 45 and got knocked out by Topuria. So that shows Topuria I think he's the real deal. And I think with his grappling and like the way he moves his head and his boxing, I think he would impose a lot of trouble to Islam Makhachev. But now it's just speculation. We're not gonna see that fight anytime soon. So let's see what Charles and Topuria gonna do. What do you think, Ariel, about this fight? Do you like the matchup? Charles being the guy that fight for the belt?
I wanted Islam. That's the one I really wanted. If it's not Islam, I think it's the fight that makes the most sense. I saw Justin Gaethje say he was disappointed, he was offended. I don't know if there's anyone else that makes sense for Ilia to fight. I saw that you posted something where you said piss break, banger. So it seems like you're not so interested in it.
No, that was not me.
Oh,
that was
I thought it was
Twitter
you.
account. No, that was a Twitter account.
Because it said piss break for your fight too.
Yes. Yes. That was, I stole for somebody from some account. I think it's Art of Violence or something like that. Art, or I don't remember the name. But I think that's interesting. I'm gonna post as it's mine, but it's not mine.
Okay. So what do you think? Do you think Ilia wins? Do you think he beats Charles?
Yes, but I hope no.
Why?
I don't know, man. Last weekend I did a podcast with Charles Oliveira, and he's such a great guy, such a humble dude that makes you cheer for him,
Yeah.
Man, especially me from the Brazil. And one thing is American, when people say, hey, this guy comes from the favelas, he was really poor, but they don't know, they don't know. But me, that born in Brazil and then know what he's been through, and the guys be such a cool dude, like respectful and humble, and he got everything from the scratch, and now he was a former champion, having the possibility to be a champion against a guy as Ilia. I just hope he wins, that's like a dream. But that's real life. Real life doesn't give a shit, so I don't know. I hope Charles wins, but I think Topuria should be the favorite. What about you? What do you think?
Yes, I agree with that as well. I'm very curious to see how he looks at 155, Ilia. I think he's going to have great success. I think it's
Yeah.
a great matchup. I just wish we saw Ilia versus Islam, because that to me is one of the very best matchups that the UFC could put on, regardless of weight class. And it was right there. And I think Islam could have fought that fight, and regardless of the outcome of that fight, then move up to 170 and fight for the belt. He has earned that. Even if he would have lost, I would have been okay with him fighting for the belt at 170 after losing to Ilia. So I just wish it's in a month. Do that fight. Give us what we want. You were ready to fight on that date because you told us if Bilal retained, you were going to fight on that date. So it seemed like you were ready. You were preparing for it. Just give us that fight and then give us, the JDM fight. Now, who do you think wins, JDM or Islam?
Man, I will be looking like a
You're sitting on the
Islam
fence?
Makhachev hater. Yeah, no,
Oh.
I will be like, I know this guy's hating Makhachev just because Makhachev beat him up.
Oh.
But it's not that. I just think this guy JDM, he's good at boxing. He's good. The way he was doing the sweep and he working on his grappling, I think he's going to be a very tough matchup to Islam Makhachev, especially because, like you say, it's not easy to move up divisions. You have to gain a lot of weight. You have to put a lot of muscle. You have to put a lot of strength and training. And I just don't know. I think it's not going to be an easy fight for both. And if I had to put my money, I would put on JDM.
For you, though, it's good that Islam's gone, right? It's good if there's a new champion because that opens a path for you.
I don't know. And I don't even care, Ariel. What I think is I have to win fights and I have to make some noise. It's all about that. We can now. It's clear as the UFC is a business and they don't care about anybody. They care about making money, and I don't think they are wrong. I think they are right. This is a very good business model, and if Moicano can go over there and make a statement, make good fights, and if the fans are behind me, I can go over there and fight for the belt again. So simple as that. I just have to win, and I just have to talk what I have to talk. And if everything goes right, I fight for the belt.
What do you think of what's happened to Arman Tsarukyan? Since January, he hasn't fought. He's turned down fights allegedly, reportedly.
Yeah.
Your friend Mateus saying that. He was quoted as saying he wasn't interested in it, and it seems like he's in the doghouse. It seems like they're unhappy with him.
I think they are unhappy with him, and I think I don't think he has as many fans as people think. I would not say people think, but let's take Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley lost arguably all rounds for Merab Dvalishvili, and he's fighting Dvalishvili next. You know why? I think because he sells, because UFC sees potential in him of selling tickets, and I think it's the same in every division. So if they don't put Tsarukyan, that means that he doesn't sell that much. I think it's that. People still thinks UFC is a sport, but UFC is entertainment, They want to sell tickets. They want people watching. They want people talking, and you just need to put fighters that the fans are behind, So I think that's why they treat him like that. But I don't agree the way they are treating him. I think he should be fighting with Topuria, because if you see this is a sport, I think he should be the number one contender. I think he should fight for the belt against Ilia Topuria.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I think Charles Oliveira got a lot more charisma than him. I think Charles got a lot more followers. I think people like Charles a lot better than him. So that's why Charles is fighting for the belt. I think it's easy as that.
By the way, it's a great point. They also fought each other at UFC 300. You were on that card as well, and Arman won the fight. You also fought back in September, Benoit Saint-Denis. He won a couple weeks ago in Montreal. Do you think he's back? Did you like what you saw from him?
No, I think he looked stiff on the standing, like he was taking a lot of shots. The guy was not really good, The guy was like 19-8 or 7 or something like that. Was not a really top contender. Was not a guy that deserves to be on the top or fight somebody on the top 15. We know, man. I would like to see the Joe Alvarez fight against him.
Yeah.
That was the fight that I would.
What about Gamrot?
Yeah, Gamrot too. Gamrot too. I think If you watch my video today on my YouTube channel,
Oh yeah.
I say that about Gunroy. You know, I was mad that BSD was after the fight was calling Gaethje and calling Gunroy because he rejected the fight. Right? They offer him Gunroy and they say no. They offer him Gaethje, the Gaethje fight, and they say no. So now you're gonna call them out, and you didn't look that great, you know, on your performances. So I didn't like, you know, but again, he's very popular in France. I saw that firsthand when I went to Paris. I was seeing like billboards with him, you know, like all over the place. He's a huge star in France, especially in Paris. So UFC is going to treat him very well. You don't have many French guys on UFC. You don't have many French guys that popular, you know, other than Cyril Gane, right, and other than Mano Fiorot. So I think that scarcity gonna make UFC treat him very well. But he didn't look that good.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think you just said that the UFC is a business. I think that the man who will fight the winner of Ilia versus Charles is going to be your friend Paddy Pimblett. I think they're going to give him a title shot, especially if it's Ilia. What do you think of that?
100%.
Yes.
100%. I believe that so. And fair enough, you know. He did well on his last fight against
Were you
Chandler.
impressed? Were you impressed with him?
I was, to be honest. But to be completely honest with you, I don't want to sound like a hater again, but
Okay.
I think he just exposed Chandler, right? I think Chandler got exposed bad. I think he's getting too old. I don't think he belongs to the top 15 anymore. You know, if you see his record, his two winnings was against Tony Ferguson and Dan Hooker. So I don't know. I think Michael Chandler maybe is done. But I was impressed with not Michael Chandler, with Pimblett. UFC loves him. Like I say, the same thing against the same thing that I say about Sugar Shane. He has a lot of fans, a lot of followers, a lot of people tune in to watch him. So they're gonna make his way easier, and there is nothing wrong with that. It's business, you know. He gonna sell tickets. He gonna promote UFC on Europe, on London, or whatever. And it is what it is. This is a private company, and they should do like they are doing. In my opinion, they are doing great. That's why they are the biggest MMA show in the world.
I always love your takes on the business, on the sport. The big story of the week is this John Jones, Tom Aspinall thing. What do we do with this? Is it time to move on? What do we do here?
I think honestly they should strip John Jones, you know, because it's just too much time. John Jones is doing the same thing that Conor McGregor did to Michael Chandler, you know, just just trying to make the guy lose time. I don't think he's fighting anymore. Yesterday we saw the video. He's saying that he's done.
Yeah.
So I think it's time for Tom Aspinall fight somebody for the belt. What do you think?
Does this ruin his legacy?
I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. I would like to watch Jones against Ngannou at the time and against Tom Aspinall, you know. But not fighting then, I don't think it will hurt his legacy. But definitely, if he have fought both of these guys, he would cement his legacy as the greatest of all time, no doubt, you know. But what I think is going to happen is I think UFC is going to push against him, you know. But we never know because in the end of the day, there is this business deal with ESPN Plus, right?
Yeah.
They are trying to move to the Netflix. And I don't know. UFC will need to be very clever with that, you know, because they need stars and they don't have McGregor, they don't have Honda Housey, they don't have the same household names anymore, you know. Who is the most popular fighter right now in UFC? I would say Alex Pereira, and Alex Pereira is not even champion, you know?
Right.
So that's why I think they need John Jones. They need that big names, but I don't think John Jones is fighting anymore.
No, I think he gave them a number. I think he didn't expect them to meet his number. And then my understanding is they did. And then he said, you know, I'm good. I'm making a ton of money out. He's doing a reality show in Russia. He's in Thailand. He's got all kinds of deals. He said life is good. I think he said, I could go out undefeated. Why do I need to fight this guy? I'll make that money elsewhere. My legacy is good. It's a shame because we wanted to see the fight, and I feel for Tom Aspinall, who's been sitting around waiting since July and fought for 60 seconds, but it's time to move on. Enough is enough, right?
Yeah, I think it's time to move on. So right now we have to think who you're going to put against Tom Aspinall.
Probably
Who is
Cyril Gane.
Cyril Gane? Yes, that's the problem. I don't think
There's not
Cyril
a
Gane
lot of great options.
is not a lot of great options right now. Is exactly. So imagine if they put Ankalaev against Aspinall. I think that would be better, right?
Nah, 205.
No?
You want him to go up to
Yeah.
205, Big Ang?
Yeah, I think he should because he's not getting any fights. I never see something crazy like that. Idi Proracha saying he's not fighting, right? I think this
They're
is
going to do the
most
prayer
absurd-
fight, but someone hacked his account.
The Pereira, no, definitely they didn't hack his account. What do you think about that? Do you think somebody hacked his account?
No, I don't think so.
Man, that was the most benevolent hacker that I ever see. He goes over there, and instead of like scam people, he's gonna do all the right things for you. I don't think that's right.
By the way, I just saw this. They sent it to me. Bitcoin set a new all-time high today, Wednesday, on your birthday, breaking its record from around the time of the inauguration in January. What is this? 109,565? What does that mean? What does that mean?
That means that means the dollar is not worth much. That means like let me tell you something. Today I bought 25K in Bitcoin on the all-time high.
Okay.
25K, and people say, "Hey, Moicano, you crazy? You giving liquidity to the market." That means like I'm giving money so people can take out the money, and I'm giving liquidity to the market. People say that. But trust me, in 10 years, today price is going to be cheap because there is no way to fight inflation. I know Donald Trump does all these things with the Doge, trying to control the prices, trying to like avoid stupid expanding, but this is not how democracy works. Democracy is very bad. People want free shit, and eventually in 4 years, in 8 years, they're gonna change the rules, and people will still want welfare. And this is a problem with modern state and modern money theory. That means inflation will hit no matter what. So Bitcoin is still very cheap. We're still very early, and I don't care if I'm buying all-time high because I'm not buying, I'm saving money. Every time that I'm buying Bitcoin, I'm saving money. By the way, this is not financial advice, And huge shout out to my sponsor, Kraken.
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays, I have a very good sponsor, Kraken. If you want to buy over there, you can buy.
You have a financial sponsor now?
What?
You have a financial sponsor now?
No, it's not financial, It's just like they message me because I love to talk about Bitcoin, and people always ask me, what platform do you use? And I use Kraken. So I make money telling the truth, telling that I buy Bitcoin and I use Kraken. So it's a gain situation,
Wow, I love this. And this is an app, right?
This is an app, yeah.
Okay.
Over there. It's very good for Brazil too because now they can buy with Pix. So I'm doing Pix is like the Zelle. Back in the day we didn't have the Zelle, the transferring money easy as that. So right now they have in Brazil, and a lot of people are, especially if you're in Brazil, man. If you are in America, it's still good because you still have the dollar. The dollar is still the global currency. It is a melting ice cube. You're losing money every fucking year, but you're losing less. If you're holding reais, you fuck it, bro. You fuck it because every year they increase the monetary supply of the money by 20% year over year. So you're losing your money every year. So you have to save it. And to save, I recommend you to study Bitcoin.
Wow, it's always such a pleasure to have you on, Renato. Really, I love when you give us some of these gems, these financial gems. I don't own any Bitcoin. I should probably do it. But in my thing, like I can't go to the store and buy milk with Bitcoin, so it's really not.
Yes,
it feels like
but
fantasy.
you cannot go to the store and buy milk with gold too, right?
That's a good point. Yeah, but hey, I could go to Kingdom Martial Arts and sign up with Bitcoin, right?
Exactly, you can sign up with Bitcoin, and like I say, this is. I don't recommend you to spend your Bitcoin because what's the point of holding Bitcoin if you're going to use to buy stuff? You have to you have to use Bitcoin as a reserve, as gold. You don't go on the streets and you try to buy stuff with gold, So this is like a hedge. You have to put over there to preserve your hard working money. So, and we have other how do I say, layers, right? You have the Lightning Bitcoin that you can send and transfer money very easily and with no fees at all, very, very cheap fees, like 1 cent fees, 1 Satoshi fees. So we're gonna use the second layer, but I don't recommend you to spend your Bitcoin. Why would you spend Bitcoin that in 10 years that's going to worth a lot of more, And Ariel, to be honest, I think you should try to learn about that and
I should.
should try to learn what people are doing with your money, and that's not fucking good.
Thank you, Renato. You're the man. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Much love. I always love when you come on. We appreciate you very much, and we look forward to your return on June 28th in Las Vegas. Good luck to you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Ariel. Thank you so much, everybody that is watching. If you like to hear me talking, go to Renato Moicano channel and watch my last video. Thank you so much. Os.
My guy, there he is, Renato Moicano. What a guy, what a gent, joining us on his 36th birthday. You gotta love that. I had no idea until they told me earlier, and I really appreciate him dropping some financial knowledge, some gems on us as well. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.